Hi children, our next topic in chemistry is ozone. O3 is the molecular formula. It is an allotropic form of oxygen and also its molar mass it is 48 gram mole raised to -1. This ozone it is present in two portions mainly. One is in the sea water and other is in the upper layer of the atmosphere. So ozone it is present in small quantities in upper layer and also sea water. Upper layer it is formed due to the action of UV rays, ultraviolet rays on oxygen which is present in the air. Due to this chemical reaction between this UV and oxygen, it results the ozone formation in the upper layer of the atmosphere. But in the case of seawater also, small quantities of this ozone it is present. So, where it is formed due to the reaction of fluorine with water. Due to the chemical reaction of fluorine and water, this seawater this ozone it is produced. So this ozone it is present in two ways in the atmosphere, in the upper layer and also in the seawater. Next one, preparation of ozone. The preparation of ozone mainly includes silent discharge, silent electrical discharge. So when silent electrical discharge, when it is passed through dry oxygen, here we taken dry oxygen, you will get ozone. When this reaction carry on, all the oxygen it's not converted to ozone. Along with the ozone, there is a oxygen also getting produced. So the mixture of ozone plus oxygen it is produced. So this mixture it is called ozonized oxygen. And here delta H value written, you know that it is a positive value. That indicates it's an endothermic reaction. So why it is said to be an endothermic reaction? Because the formation of ozone, it needs the silent electrical discharge. Why the silent electrical discharge it is needed? Because of this endothermic reaction. The absorption of heat it is needed. So absorption means they are taking the energy in the form of silent electrical discharge. Then this silent electrical discharge it is necessary during the preparation of ozone to prevent the decomposition. Due to this silent electrical discharge, only 10% of ozone we are getting. If more than 10% of ozone if it needed, so that time the battery of ozonizers means the apparatus which is used to prepare ozone by passing electrical discharge, it is called ozonizer. That's an apparatus. Battery of ozonizers we need to be used if we need more than 10% ozone. Okay, so the pure ozone, its boiling point here I written 385 Kelvin. So at that time when we are using this battery of ozonizers, we will get the pure ozone. At the same time it can be condensed in a vessel surrounded by liquid oxygen. Next one, properties of ozone. The ozone which is existing as a pale blue gas, but in the liquid form it is existing as a dark blue color, and in the solid form it is existing as a violet black, and it is having strong irritating smell. In the smaller proportions its smell it is pleasant, but in the higher concentrations it is harmful, and in smaller concentration it is harmless. But when the concentration, as I told, when it is exceed above 100 ppm, parts per million, it causes breathing difficulty, headache and nausea. So the ozone concentration, it is harmful for everyone. As you know, the ozone it is considered as a protective layer in the upper layer of the atmosphere. Otherwise all the UV rays it is comes to this atmosphere in the earth, from the atmosphere to the earth. So it is resulting lot of diseases, especially skin cancer and all. So the ozone protective layer it is needed in the upper layer of the atmosphere. But due to some problems, like there is some threats it is arising. The threats are mainly when supersonic jet airplanes, you know that it's there in the atmosphere, it is flying through that. So when it is flying, there is a chance of the nitric oxide nitrogen oxide, especially nitric oxide, when it treats with ozone, it results NO2, nitrogen oxides it will be resulting. So when this NO2, when it is emitted from the exosystems of this supersonic aeroplanes, along with this the ozone it is depleted and forms oxygen. So there is a supersonic jet aeroplanes, there is a chance of depleting the ozone layer to the respective oxygen. So what happens? The ozone layer it is depleted and there is a chance of coming the ultraviolet rays to this earth. There is a chance. So this is considered as one threat of this ozone layer. So supersonic jet aeroplanes case, it's very important thing. Next one, use of freons, that you knows everyone from the earlier class onwards you are studying. The freons, when it is comes to this atmosphere, it is slowly depleting the ozone layer. So this freons it is present in the refrigerant and aerosol sprays. Yes, the next one, ozone it is more soluble than oxygen in water. Next one, ozone it is considered as thermodynamically unstable relative to oxygen. We can explain how. Here the ozone 2O3 here we taken. Why it is thermodynamically unstable? Because there is a chance of splitting. So when it is splitting, it results oxygen. And this results, when this reaction is carrying on, it is an exothermic reaction. That means for this reaction no need of any particular amount of energy. With the reaction, it emits some amount of energy out. Okay, so when this reaction, if it is negative, delta H it is said to be negative. When delta H it is negative means here there is a disorder. It is arising here. So when this disorder arises, automatically delta S it is positive. You studied that Gibbs Helmholtz equation. That means delta H it is delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. When delta H it is negative, delta S it is positive. Positive means there is a large amount of disorder it is there. And disorder if it is more, the positive, delta S it is positive. So when this is positive, so automatically this term completely negative, and this is already negative. So negative plus negative, delta G it is negative. So when the delta G it is negative, we are saying that the reaction it is favorable. So this reaction it is a favorable one. So that's why we are saying that it is thermodynamically unstable, because there is a chance of, because of these values and all these assumptions and all, we can say that this reaction it is occurring. Then when this reaction occurring means there is a chance of instability of this ozone. So it is said to be the ozone it is thermodynamically unstable. Next one, chemical properties of ozone. Ozone it is acting as a powerful oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent means it is helping others to oxidize. So why it is so much powerful oxidizing agent? Because the ozone there is a chance to be changed into O2 plus oxygen, because this O alone no, that is said to be the nascent oxygen. This nascent oxygen formed due to its decomposition, it is responsible for the oxidizing power, oxidation of the number of substances. So this ozone it oxidizes PBS, one of the compound here I taken, along with that oxygen ozone it is added. So that means it helps others to oxidize. So what happens? It is PBS it is changed to PbSO4 and this ozone it is decomposed. Yes, so that it is resulting, so it helps others to be getting oxidized. Then next example, I minus or otherwise Ki you can take it. When we are trying to add with ozone, so what happens? It is resulting iodine it is getting liberated, OH minus it is formed along with this oxygen. That means ozone it is getting decomposed and it forms oxygen, and when it is decomposed, one ozone it will be released along with this oxygen. That ozone it helps others to be getting oxidized. So this is act as a powerful oxidizing agent. Next one, we can determine the ozone gas. With quantitative estimation it is possible. It is said to be test of ozone. So mainly 2 or 3 different types of test we are using, but you have to be study only one method. So that method it is ozone when it is treated with excess of potassium iodide And not only that, you have to be add buffer solution. Buffer solution means add with a borate buffer. Borate buffer at pH, you have to be consider it as pH is equal to 9.2. Such a buffered you have to be added. Ozone with potassium iodide and a buffer solution. Buffer solution, here we taken the pH, it is equal to 9.2, such a solution that it is borate buffer. So when the reaction is carrying on, the iodine gas getting liberated. When iodine is getting liberated in the volumetric analysis, you will study one type of titrometric method. So when the iodine gas liberated, this iodine gas liberated one, which can be titrated against the sodium thiosulfate solution. It is possible. From this titration, you will get the values. On that basis, you can find out the quantitative estimation of this ozone. That is the method. Okay. The structure of ozone and its formal charges is studied in the last year. Oxygen SO3, the structure it is O double bond O single bond O. So I told you, when there is one oxygen, there is a three set of lone pairs. If there is two bonds here, two set of lone pairs. There is a three set of bonds here, that means only one set of lone pair here. So first resonating structure, when the double bond is this side, in the next resonating structure you have to be try to write here. Then this is the resonance hybrid. Okay, about this we studied in detail in the last year classes. Yes, then next one, here you see the bond lengths. Here I written bond length of this bond, it is 128, here also 128. That means their bond length are identical. And it is said to have angular in shape, and bond angle it is said to be 117 degree. Right, and now we can discuss on the uses. It is used as a germicide and it is used as a disinfectant. For sterilizing water we are using this ozone, and for the bleaching of oils, ivory and also starch we are using this ozone. And one of the important use it acts as an oxidizing agent for the manufacturing of KMnO4. Okay.